So, hi everyone. This is the second stream about Rapise, about uh, various things related to Rapise and related to automated testing. It's a live stream. We are trying different short things, really short, really simple. And since it's a live stream, it's a bit experimental. It something may go wrong, something may fail, and that's a challenge. So that's a fun that we have here. You are welcome to participate. You're welcome to write something to the chat window. And if there is something I can quickly show, I'll try to show. If there is something I may prepare and show, I will show it next time. Also, you're welcome to set likes, to write to the comments for this video if there is something you want me to show or to explain or to just talk about. So you're welcome to participate and make this stream interactive. And today's topic is, let me switch to the Rapise screen. Today we will talk a bit about performance. And performance is a larger topic. Last time we talked about improving UI performance for desktop tests. And now we slowly switch into web tests. And the performance is a larger topic. We may talk about it for hours. To start with something, today I'll just talk about measuring performance. So few basic things about measuring performance and what else may be done. And in the next streams, we will focus on other advanced things related to performance measurement. Today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new basic test for library information system. So it's a web test, it's using Chrome, starting it. This is our site, library information system. I'll be using RL, so we're all set. And I'm starting from recording. So hit record and record basic standard trivial login. So click home, click book management, click on username, enter username, click on password, enter password, login, and log out. So this is a cycle that returns us to the initial state. That's it. So we have some basic test. Now let's, once recording is done, we have this test recorded. Let's just play it. So it should quickly repeat the steps I've just did while recording this test. And after it's done, we will look at report and see what measurements can we derive from the execution. So there are two things related to timing. First is a start time for each operation, and if we deduct previous time from next time, we may figure out the operation timing. What we know here is that each operation takes time to execute itself, plus there is additional delay. It's here, command interval, that is added after each do operation. So it waits for a second, and it may be tweaked. So it's safe interval for web, for generic web tests, but it may be reduced. So in general, for UI for desktop UI test, its default value is 100, and for many web tests, it may also be set to 100 or even to 10. So it's up to you. If you're sure your site is fast, it's loading quickly, then you may reduce this interval. Default value is 1000, which is more or less good in general. So we have timing for each do operation that is not explicit from here, but it may be derived. Plus we have time for the whole test execution, which is 1122. Now, For web test, there is one more feature that we may use here, and it's related to performance. The global object here in the object tree has an operation not global, navigator, sorry, navigator object has a method get performance, this one, dragging it here. And by default, it has two options, and I think in default way, let me play it. Let me reduce the playback time to half second. I think that should be enough. So from 1000 to 500 should be fine for this web test. Saving it and executing. Okay, so you see it shows navigation time, and this is the time to show this specific page, the first load of the page, because usually not each operation means page load. So if I add a couple more measurements here, sometimes this performance may stay the same if nothing has changed on the page. So let me put it here between entering username and password. So I'm pasting the same operation here, and before doing login, just after entering the password. I'm using copy paste shortcuts, Control C, Control V, just as a comfortable way. So we click on username, we check performance, we click or we enter username, enter password, and we show performance. Let's see what measurements do we get in this case. Oops, no, not adding a row, just plain. Saving and plain. So script gets executed. Okay, so we see that initial navigation took 143 milliseconds, and these two measurements are identical. And this exactly confirms my initial statement that it actually contains the time for page load. So this measurement, get performance, may be used to measure web service performance, or how much time it gets to deliver all the web page contents, all the style sheets, JavaScript files, and resources, images to the browser. So this is this part of the measurement, and it doesn't reflect the measurement that of the client performance. So if there is something heavy happening on the client side, so you're pressing the button and it calculates right in the browser without reloading the page. So this measurement would not capture this measurement. Now, what can we do to capture this particular piece of operations? And there is additional method. For example, I want to capture entering username and password, for example. Let me leave it here, so performance before, and then make it a block. So since I noticed that there is additional way to capture performance of block of operations, and this block is a test. So for test, we have this kind of report, how many statements are passed and what the total execution time. I may use it right here, and I may use the tester object that has two operations, a pair of operations, begin test, and this I will call it enter login, for example. And so we here in enter the login, let's add the second part here, action tester and test. So this will work as a block of operation, and in this end test, it will measure the difference in time between the beginning and the end. Let's see how it looks. So now it started measurement, and it already ended the measurements. And we can see that there is a test, enter login, and its execution time is 2 seconds. Actually, these 2 seconds mostly came from this delay command interval. And if we reduce it, I think it would affect this number. But if you have some heavier operation, this method may be used to capture it. Also, you may switch to hierarchical display. And in this case, these nested tests are shown in tree-like view. So we today considered 3 simple methods of capturing the performance. Looking at the start time here and checking the difference. Also checking the test end time and using the browser navigator get performance. These 3 basic methods for measuring performance are more or less enough for most trivial needs. But using the capabilities of RVL and even capabilities of JavaScript, we may do much more sophisticated measurements. We may use this H column to mark what exactly we want to measure and how we want to reflect it. We may do assertions for long operations. We may have profiles to know that for like server A, it should work fast and each page load should not take more than a second. And for like staging server, which is slower in general, we should have much greater delays. So it's all configurable, and we will step by step try to cover different such scenarios. So I will schedule the next stream next week, and we will proceed researching and discussing and trying different methods related to performance measurements with Rapise. I hope at least these 3 basic things that we considered today already useful for you to start achieving some measurement and performance tracking that you may need in your projects. And stay tuned, and your questions welcome, and see you next week. Take care.